Hi, friends. Happy Saturday. It is the second Saturday, which has become the time that I stream. It's actually interesting. I started to do these live streams last year, and it just happened to be on the second Saturday. And then as I was looking back through last year's time, it ended up being the second Saturday almost every single time. So I thought, may as well just kind of stick with this. It works with my schedule. So hopefully it works with y'all's as well. Happy to have you here, whether here now or whether here for the restream later, if you're going to watch it later. But yeah, a replay gang. But wanted to share today, I'm going to be building this really fun set. So this is from Disney Encanto. It is Isabela's Flower Pot, set number 43237. And I requested this for review from LEGO because I love the botanical lines. And I loved to see that they were starting to kind of incorporate that into an actual other theme, which I thought was really cool. So I haven't had a chance yet to build any of these botanical sets from the Disney themes and thought it would be a good one. Plus, selfishly, I really wanted the Isabel mini doll, Isabela. I got the Enchanted Treehouse one, the Disney Princess Battle Pack last year, and thought that she would be perfect with them. Like, she definitely needs to be there with Mirabelle. And I needed Louisa, so eventually I'll have to get her too. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to be building today. But more importantly, I have a special guest today. So my dear friend, Jodi, who many of you know as This Lego Lady Life on Instagram, is a good friend of mine, and we've connected virtually for years. And I want to say the first time we met was at Brick Rodeo 2 years ago. So we finally got to meet in person, and we've seen each other in person a couple times. But she is going to join us today. Hi, Neurodivergent Brick. Good morning. Good to see you. Or good morning if it's morning your time. If it's not, good afternoon or good day. But yeah, so Jodi's going to join us, and we're going to be talking about all things love. So it is the month of love. February is my birth month, which I love. But also it is, of course, the month of Valentine's Day. I know not everybody loves Valentine's Day, but I grew up in Loveland, Colorado, the Valentine's Day capital of America. So hearts are a big part of, oh my gosh, there we go. They're everywhere in our house, and it's a big part of what I enjoy. So it's a really fun month for that. And Jodi has a special challenge that she's introduced. And then I'm also hosting the Valentine's Habitat Challenge. So without further ado, I'm going to welcome Jodi to the stage. Hello, Jodi. Yay!
To make an entrance.
How are you today?
I am so good. Okay, I'm already geeking out. So I'm
Yes.
doing, is it called the Tiny Plant Set? I don't have the
Ooh,
book.
yes, it is. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay,
Show
the
us.
purple butterfly.
Uh-huh. Yeah, let's zoom in.
Up. Oh my
So
God.
cool, right? And
Or
it's like there's like 50 of them in there, or I don't maybe not that many, but yeah.
It's so, yeah. So I'm just opening big one. And it has these little hats.
Yeah. I was thrilled about the Newsboy caps in green.
Oh my gosh. So I'm already obsessed. Already obsessed with this. My mama bought this for me for Christmas, which has been so fun because I've been into Lego for, several years. And in the last, I would say 2-3 years, she has been like, what set do you want? And then she figured, I taught her about like the Lego wish list. So now she's just send me your wish list, please.
I love it so much.
It just makes me so happy. And you said Melissa is here. Melissa.
Yes, hi Melissa. Yep, Neurodivergent in the chat. Wait, Melissa, like Hufflepuff Heartless?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't connect the dots, but now thank you for connecting them for me. Hi, Melissa.
My pleasure.
I didn't know your screen name on YouTube, so good morning, Melissa.
She's so delightful. Such a good human.
Sorry, do you have the instructions or something that you can show to show people what you're
yes, I am pulling it up right here. I'm actually pulling it up on my app because I don't know what I did with the instructions. They're probably well, who knows? I got the set when I was in Texas with my mom for Christmas. And then I was telling Justin I unboxed it and threw it in a Christmas box to bring it home. So but this is the one I'm building.
Yay. It is such a stunning set. I got that one for review last year, or I guess whenever it came out. Maybe that was end of 2023.
Love it.
And it's adorable. It is so adorable. And my favorite with that is it was the first time that they started to add the pots. The little
Yes.
pots, they're so cute. And I like
And
that
it's a little build together set too, right? Like
oh yeah, yeah.
you can do separate, like you could build at the same time.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
the build together line because it gives like when Philip and I are building something at the same time, it allows us to both be building at the same time as opposed to like
Yes.
passing the instructions back and forth.
Yeah.
Because that's what we typically do if we're going to build together. So
You
yay.
kind of build the same. Yeah. And this, so as I was also telling you, I haven't taken down Christmas yet.
Same. We're in the process, but yeah.
I'm gonna start today, although today it's gorgeous. I sent Ben probably a 2-minute video of me just standing outside because I knew he would just love. We're having just a perfect all day snowfall.
Yeah.
So I want to start taking it down, and then I have this really cute. I've shown it a couple times on Instagram, but it's like a ladder shelf that gets bigger, and that's where I put like all my Christmas stuff's on it right now. But I'm gonna put my plants on there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, now I can rebuild the plants, and then or build this set, and then put some of my other older sets back out.
Yeah. I was gonna say, when you say rebuild, do you unbuild them all?
I don't. No,
yeah.
I have them in these clear boxes that I got. They're meant for like shoes.
Nice.
And then open from the front. So they're perfect to put like
that's great.
A full, like I put all the Christmas modulars in there.
Yeah.
And then I have these, there used to be this craft store. It was my favorite craft store ever. When I lived up in the St. Cloud area, so north of the Twin Cities. And their after Christmas sale was insane. And they had these metal tins that are, I don't know, like maybe shoebox size, but they've kept my Lego collection, like not my big buildings, but just the, like the water globe and the, like all those little sets. I have all those. And then what's cute, because they're super adorable and they look like they're plaid on the bottom. And then they have like an old timey metal tin picture on the top.
Yeah.
They go under my tree and they're my decorations. Under my tree.
Oh, that's perfect. No, we also will do like hidden under the tree boxes that we fill with stuff. It's like, this is just a great way to like tuck these away and it still looks nice. We got like some of those like round hat boxes and some stackable boxes that are like patterned and like a nutcracker and other things.
So that's what I have. This came home in because my sister or my mom got me, and it has like kind of an old timey Santa on the top.
Yay!
I don't remember what that present was, but I was like, that's coming home to Minnesota. Like, I need this box. It's too cute.
This is mine now. I need this.
Is mine now. And Melissa, you're so right. It has been too heavy in the world. We need joy wherever we can find it.
Wherever we can find it, for sure. And I posted that your comment up there too, in part because that connects to Jodi's challenge, which I'll let you get to in just a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the most important questions that I need to ask you this morning is, what are the prices of turnips on your
I'm so sad, Justin.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thursday night I got home, and like Wednesdays I go to my pottery class right now. And so Thursday I'm like, I'm just gonna like play Animal Crossing and just chill. And they were up to 135 bells.
Awesome.
So I was like, perfect, go sell them.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened, but it was 11 o'clock at night all of a sudden, and I couldn't sell them anymore.
Oh no.
So I went to sell them this morning, and they were 70.
What? No.
So I was like, so, or no, yesterday I did. Today they're probably like 30. So I lost this week. I gambled in the stock market and I lost.
I do love that they call it the stock market. So for those who don't know, we're talking about Animal Crossing, and there is a stock market, and it's STALK because it's stalks of vegetables, and you buy turnips instead of stock. and the prices fluctuate throughout the week. And if you don't sell them by Sunday, they go bad.
Yeah.
So one thing I learned through my Googling, because Animal Crossing has become a little bit of an obsession.
Mhm.
Don't tell Philip, although he 100% knows. And it's his fault because he got me the Switch. So
And we've helped each other become
yes,
more obsessed with it.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But one thing I learned is if you don't sell them and they go bad, you can still sell rotten turnips to the Nook shop, and apparently they buy them at 100 each. And
What?
so, yeah, that's what the internet says. I haven't tested it yet because I've gotten
Oh, I am going to
this
test
Halloween
that.
time. But yes, so if you still have them, don't sell them at a low price yet. Maybe test and see if you can get them.
Wow. Well, and if you have rotten turnips or like the firework, if you set off the firework and then leave it,
Okay.
you can get flies, which that's the only way
Oh.
to catch a fly.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to try that.
Yes. But
Okay.
I haven't done it successfully yet. They were one time I saw them and I went over there and I ran and I scared the flies away and they didn't come back.
Oh my gosh,
I
that's
know.
funny.
So,
Philip says he's fully aware of the obsession. No, you're not.
and
Trust.
you got the 3 dots. You got the I'm aware.
Dot, dot, dot. Exactly. Yes. That's funny.
Well, those my
Melissa, so
husband.
right. Melissa, I am curious. It sounds like you haven't been to your island in a while, but just so you know, Jodi and I go to ours a lot.
A lot.
And if you'd like, I'd love to connect with you on there so we can DM about that.
That would be super fun. Yeah, I saw you on there this morning right before. That was like,
Oh, how fun.
Jodi, you need to go hop in the shower because you're supposed to be on live with him pretty soon.
What's funny is I logged in and I was like, oh, Jodi's online. Oh, Jodi knows I'm online. Oh, Jodi knows I'm not preparing for this stream like I said I would. But I hadn't checked the prices, even though I sold mine earlier this week because they were like 136.
Yeah.
I bought them at 107. And then the other day it was 145. And I was like, oh, I could have gotten a little bit better. But that's okay. 136 is still a win. Okay, I'm almost at a stopping point, and I want to show you Isabela because I love her.
Okay, well, you do that. I'm going to show this first pot.
Yep, let me zoom in for you.
Oh my gosh.
So cute.
It's so adorable. And I didn't realize the basket underneath. I didn't know how they built these. These are just, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's such an adorable setup. They did such a great job with designing the structure of those little blocks. Really cute. Okay, so here's Isabela. And I just want to show you her because I think she's adorable. I love the swoopy hair that they borrowed from Pocahontas, or maybe that was vice versa. I don't know which one.
Okay. Yeah.
But love that hairpiece.
And is she holding that flower?
She is, yeah. So one thing I don't love about mini dolls is that their hands can't twist, of course. Yeah. But yeah, really love her structure.
Oh, so that's not the one I have. I must have Moana.
Oh, okay.
Is Moana the other one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So they did a Moana one that's hibiscus flowers, I think.
Yes.
This one is it's a few different flowers, but the primary one is an orchid.
Okay.
So that's what I'm building. But then you can see there's some cacti underneath as well.
I love that.
So,
I just built this one, not a Disney one, but I built this one.
Oh, so beautiful, right?
So pretty. Annabelle gave that to me for my birthday.
Yay. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, so that's one of the 4 gentlemen series that they created. I don't know what culture it is, but there is an Asian culture that talks about the 4 gentlemen, and it's 4 different plants that represent the 4 seasons of the year. And that's, I want to say, spring. I have all 4 because they've sent them to me over time for review too. And so that's how I learned a little bit more about it. But yeah, when you look at
these 4, right?
The symbol, exactly. So those 4 symbols are the symbols of the 4. And when they released 2 last spring.
Yeah.
This one and the other newest one weren't released yet, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, we probably are getting the other two."
Because we saw these. I
Mhm.
remember having that conversation too. We're like, there
Yeah.
must be something new coming.
Yep.
So I have all of them now except the bamboo. So I'll
Oh,
have
fun.
to.
The bamboo was really pretty.
Yeah.
And they make some interesting little rocks that go on the inside, which I thought was,
Oh,
or that kind of like sit in there. So,
okay.
um, Melissa's asking if those are the succulents. Yes, they are. So Jody's building out the tiny plants ones.
The tiny plant succulent. So this was like the second succulent set, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. So there was a succulent set that didn't have pots, but they all connect side by side, and that one's pretty cool. And then we actually have two of that one because we love succulents here in Texas, and decorate them with them around the house. I think the second one we got from Bricks and Minifigs.
Okay.
But in the tiny plant set, there are succulents. As there's a trio of succulents, there's a trio of I almost said man-eating plants. That's not true. Of what do you call that though? Carnivorous plants.
Oh, sure.
And then there's a trio of maybe tropical. And so there's three different styles of plants in it.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
They're just so fun. I have the succulent set too.
Okay.
I don't have all of them put together any longer because they just weren't my favorite.
Okay.
But what I did with that is I had a small vase, and I put white rock in it, and then I put some of the succulents on top of it.
Okay.
And it just looked really pretty.
That is so fun.
Yeah. That was in my office for quite a while. So
yeah. Oh, I love that concept too. What's fun is so previously, before getting as into Lego as I have, let me see, where is it in this room? Oh, there it is. I'll bring it over in a second. I worked at Paper Source, which is a paper company. And they're actually originally based out of Chicago. And we sold fine paper goods and all kinds of really cute gifts and products and stuff. But my favorite thing is we taught workshops. And I worked there part-time while I was working in higher ed. And did that for 5 years and did paper crafting. And so one of the paper craft workshops that we did was paper succulents. And so I still have mine. Let me go and grab them real quick.
oh my gosh, that would be adorable.
And I used to always have them in my office when I went into the office physically in person. The vase is really dirty. So it's like super cloudy, but let me show you these. These
oh my gosh, that's so pretty.
So fun. So you can't really tell, and as you can see, it's really dusty. But it's really fun, and we just made all the different paper succulents out of it and taught the workshop. It was super cute. So now I've got, of course, the Lego ones. But this is really special to me. And for our wedding, we had made a whole bunch of paper flowers for it. And so all the paper flowers that we still have from the wedding, we own because we did all DIY. Which is super cool. So yeah.
Yep.
I'm
jumping in to say that too.
Yeah, which is fun.
Oh, I love that.
So Jodi, part of why I wanted to have you on here is everyone needs to know you because you're amazing. And B, it's the month of love, and you are leading a challenge called Build Up the Love. So tell us about it.
Yes. So I, through several conversations with people I really love, I was feeling the stress of what's going on in our world, and just was feeling a pull to find joy where we could, right? And to celebrate that. So for a lot of us, and it's a lot of, people here that I'm friends with, like Lego is kind of the way to do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, what if we do Build Up the Love? And whenever I think of a hashtag like that, I always kind of like check to see what's it trending as.
Very smart.
There wasn't really much up there. And cool. I thought this would be just such a fun way to really like encourage people to let's just show what's joyful and happy. And thank you, Melissa. So that's what I'm doing. I've been really delighted. Like people have jumped on it and they're sharing. I did decide to create its own Instagram account just so I can have one spot.
Love it.
Where it's all highlighted. And I think that's been really sweet. So, and I don't have a day for it. It's just whenever people want to build something and take it with Build Up the Love, because really anything in Lego could be Build Up the Love, right?
I love that
Um,
so much.
yeah. And
Um,
so people have like then mashed it up with other challenges. So like if they're doing mosaics and then they're like, and we're doing this for Build Up the Love. So
yeah. Yay. I was going to say
yeah.
we've got another. So obviously there's mosaics on Monday,
Yep.
which happens all the time. And then there's the habitat challenges, which I'll talk about in a second.
Yes.
But just wanted to say thank you for thinking about how you can use your platform for good and bring positivity and joy in people's lives at a time when I think we all need it.
I think we do.
We all need it all the time, of course, but
We
like
do.
something feels different right now, right?
And I think there's something in, and we've had this conversation a little bit, but there's something in giving ourselves permission to be joyful when the world is
Yes.
too heavy. And
Yes,
that
absolutely.
it's okay to allow yourself to feel joy.
Mhm,
Um, and so, and if that means, you know, you take an hour and you compartmentalize and this is your Lego time and
mhm.
but to share that out and still um enjoy that. And I did have a dear friend who and there's a whole, I don't know if it's a poem or what, but it ends with joy is an act of resistance.
Yes, I was just gonna say that. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And so when she said that to me, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it is. I can still
Mhm.
be joyful and still, um, you know, feel everything I'm feeling." And it kind of happened right at the point that I was feeling attacked. Well, I was being attacked by somebody in the community.
Ugh, that
And
sucks.
yeah, and I was like, "No, you're not going to make this into a thing about you and
Mhm,
your own
mhm.
insecurity feelings. This is gonna be
Yeah,
about me sharing joy and
yeah.
sharing love." And so that's where it came from. My hope is to keep it going all year or
Yeah.
forever. I am going to do a little giveaway this month.
Fun. Okay.
Um, I'm going to give away the coveted heart. I
Oh my
know
gosh.
not
I
everyone got it,
yeah.
so I'm going to give this one away. So I'm going to post it tomorrow or maybe later today.
Yeah,
I'm so used to doing these at night that I'm like thinking the day's over when we're done, but it's not.
right? Oh, doing lives at night?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's funny.
Um,
Um,
but yeah, I want to just anyone who has, you know, tagged it or has shared something, I just want to put them in a drawing and give something
yeah.
away because
Ugh,
that's
I think
joyful.
that's so
And it'll
wonderful.
give me a little joy to get one more thing out of my house right now.
Exactly, right? Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah. Thank
I
you, Melissa.
that Valentine's heart, set is adorable.
Yes.
On the inside of it have you built it?
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
No,
Um, do you
the
have
community in the inside though is super cute.
it's super cute. Do you have an extra copy for you as well?
I do not.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, so generous of you to give that too.
Yeah. I just
So
thought, you know what? I have a couple heart things that I really love.
yeah,
And I like this one, but it wasn't, you know how sometimes you go in to buy at that time
for the gift with
for
the
the
birthday.
giveaway, but
Yeah,
I was my lovely niece bought me a set I already had.
okay.
That was just about to retire. It actually has now retired, I believe. It's the
Um,
Corvette.
oh, yeah, mhm.
So I had called the store and I was like, "Can I bring this in and just do an exchange?" I don't have the receipt or anything for it, and they were like, "Yep, it hasn't retired yet, so you can."
Oh, cool.
Um, and then another friend gave me a very generous birthday gift, like money.
Yay. Yeah.
Um, so I bought the new modular.
Yay,
It is
fun.
so cute. I've only done one bag. It's sitting
Yeah,
downstairs because this room is chaos.
I love
Um, but I'm so happy about it. It's so cute.
it. Outstanding. It is so cute,
Yeah.
and I'm so excited for you to get to continue to build through. The top floor, the angles and everything are fantastic, but the top floor,
It's
build
gorgeous.
is my favorite. Actually, the second floor because there's all these clocks. Anyway, I'll let you
Oh,
experience it because it's so, so cool.
yes. Well,
Um,
and just opening the first bag and like the hat on the first minifigure, I'm like,
uh-huh.
okay, we're in a whole different place. Yep.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yes,
they
Melissa, it is this month. Beyond this month. This challenge is going to go on forever.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Yes. Yeah, excited to see what you build,
Mhm.
Melissa, for this, and
Oh,
so thrilled that Jodi thought to do this. I think it makes perfect sense at this time and
Yeah.
is going to fill our feeds with joy, which
Yeah.
is and with love, I guess, is a fill our feeds with love. Um,
Exactly. And
okay, so
Melissa's such a builder. She is such a
yes,
good builder.
such a good builder. I feel like I'm always so impressed with the really fun and creative things that you do for the different challenges, and I love how frequently you participate in challenges too.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Um, okay, so I am building out still on bag one for this little fella, but we're getting a very detailed interior for this
Ooh.
this build, which is fun. And I just wanted to share a little bit of what that looks like, and then also tell you something else. So,
Yeah.
so here's a little bit of the interior. I'm not done with the thing yet. Let's
Oh, that's so cute.
but yeah, so there's fun little detail. We've got a little sleeping bag with the feet type setup so that our
Oh, I
child
love
can sit
it.
in there. And then it looks like some stuff underneath, so you could maybe tuck something in underneath. It is
Just some
going to hinge,
storage.
it looks like, so it'll hinge open.
Yep.
And part of what I wanted to share was, so we're getting this with the botanicals, or we got this with the botanicals with Moana, with Isabela, and I think it's just those two right now. I would assume, and okay, there's balloons.
There's balloons. We're
Um,
grateful.
we're real excited. I would assume that we're going to get more of the botanicals as well with the Disney Princess
Yeah.
line. We'll see. But we're getting, and we just got this in the mail for review, and so Philip and I have started to build them. But we're getting these beautiful new sets that have a similar base that opens and has detail on the inside, and on
Oh.
top has a dress. And so there's a dress for Cinderella.
What?
That's one set. And then there's another set that's a dress for Maleficent and for Cruella de Vil.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so cool. So I built the Cinderella one. It is amazing. I can't share reviews for the Disney sets until I think it's February 11th.
Okay.
But we got the Stitch one, those two dress ones, and then the Hey Hey buildable Hey Hey for Moana.
Oh
Um, so
my
like
God.
so excited about them. But I love this concept of like a base that opens and has detail on the inside
So
to add
fun.
just like that extra detail of like fun.
Yeah.
So
Well, and then it makes it a beautiful just display piece, but also
yeah,
play. So you've got
exactly.
both
Yeah,
ends of it, which is
yeah.
the
And
two
I think
greatest things about Lego, right? Displaying and playing with it. So
right, for sure. I feel like for adult builders like us, it's usually, I mean, no shade to any adult who builds and plays with them. I love
yeah.
like we saw the Wicked. I'm sure you've seen the little it's like a boyfriend and girlfriend duo, and they do the Wicked montage and like play it out with their sets, and it's
Yes.
super cute.
Yeah.
So adults are absolutely welcome to and should feel comfortable playing. But I love that, like for us, this is a great display piece, and then for
Yeah.
kids, it's a great for or anybody who plays like storytelling. It's a great way to add the storytelling element in too. So,
Melissa said it's very Polly Pocket.
oh my
Yes.
gosh, it is.
It's
Yes,
so Polly Pocket.
yeah.
Yes.
I love that you said you're dating yourself. The fact that both of us immediately knew what that was, we're right there with you.
We got you. We got you. We know exactly what you're talking
Right?
about.
Absolutely. So, and I love with these types of sets too, with it just like having the opening element where it opens and closes. That's teaching some of the movement techniques that you get more in Technic sets and
Yes.
things. And I love that. Like everyone should be able to learn how to do some of these like fun build techniques. It shouldn't be reserved
Absolutely.
for that type of set. So
Yeah.
good
That's a
stuff.
great way to learn it is on a set like that instead of like I learn it so much better that way
Yeah.
than when I, try to like watch a video on it and not
Okay.
that I can't learn it through a video and stuff, but I find myself when I'm doing my own builds, like thinking, oh, what about when they did this in whatever build? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of muscle memory.
Absolutely. Honestly, that's part of why I enjoy things like Technic sets. It's not my typical type of set that I'll buy,
Yeah.
but I love the process of learning a different style of building and a different technique
Sure.
because I'll remember it and think about it later with other things too. So,
Yeah. And I hate
um,
technique sets, but that's just me.
that's good. Yeah. It's so interesting how like some people have very strong opinions in favor of or against
Yeah.
different types of sets and different types of themes.
We
Yeah,
just don't get along. I try and I feel like I'm a really smart girl, but it's also like
you are.
me and pottery.
Oh yeah,
I just don't have the like, I don't know what it is to be like, I want this to be perfect and precise. Like all my pieces I've made during this pottery class
yeah.
look chaotic and I'm kind of in love with it. Like
Oh
I'm like, this is because this is me, right?
yes,
Like
absolutely.
this is just me and I don't want to like change it up or I found out I hated throwing the wheel. So I'm like, I'm just gonna hand build
Right.
some pieces and they're gonna look super interesting and a little phallic, and that's okay.
That's okay. It's fine. Absolutely. There
When
is
I paint it, it won't look like that.
right, right. There is a purpose and a place for every piece of art.
Yes, yes. And with Technic, like I always end up having to rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yep.
last Technic one I did was the space one where it was the moon and the sun
Oh
and
yeah.
the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so excited to buy. I bought that one in Texas. I was so excited to have it because I'm like, I'm a STEAM teacher. I'm going to put this in my
Uh-huh.
STEAM classroom.
Yeah.
And it had to be built in one day because I
Oh,
started it 3 times and every time I had to pull it apart because
wow.
there's so much in that one where like this
Mhm.
mechanism turns this one, which turns this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the kids love it. It's up in my classroom.
Yeah.
They can't get enough of it. They're always like, "Can you show us how it moves?" And then they'll ask, like, "How did you build that?" I'm like, "Well, it was awful. It was
It
the
was
worst thing Miss
very
Johnson's ever had to do."
oh my god, that's so funny.
All right, I finished another one.
Oh yay! Yeah, let's zoom in
Yay.
and see.
And
So
it's so pretty. And then it's got that cute little, so it's the hats,
mhm.
which have you seen the viral wedding video that's going around
Oh, I haven't. Tell me.
of the group that like took over the dance floor?
Oh yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I can't stop watching it.
Mhm.
And so this is now that song's playing rent free in my head because the guy who's in that video is wearing a newsboy cap like this.
Fun. I
Yeah,
love it.
that's where my brain goes. But that
That's
is
fun.
really cute.
So cute.
Yeah, love it.
So we've got some new friends in the chat. So hi Zizu,
Yeah.
Agosami Brickworks, and a few others too. Let's
Hello, friends. Hello. Yes, Technic destroys your hands.
it
That,
does. It does. I was just gonna
that,
put that one up because I thought that was funny, but true.
yeah.
Yeah, taking them apart. So a couple years ago at Brick Rodeo, I did the Dirty Brickster game, which is
Okay.
like, are you familiar?
We played it once at our lug meeting, but I can't remember.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
basically like White Elephant, but just with
Oh,
like
yes, yes.
and so someone had put in the Dirty Brickster at Brick Rodeo a used Technic set that was already built, which technically is against the rules. You're supposed to do new sets only.
Yeah.
I didn't mind, but that's the one I ended up getting. And because it's built, I had to unbuild it, and I haven't
Oh,
unbuilt it yet because it's next to impossible.
yeah.
Technic is so much harder to unbuild
It's
than
so
your
hard to know.
Lego bricks. So yeah.
And it's not like with other sets when I've had to like back up 4 or 5 pages
Mm-hmm.
where it's really easy to see like, oh, this is where I was at, this is where I'm going. You really usually have to completely unbuild it
Yeah.
because how the pieces connect and
Yep.
it's just chaos. Okay, I'm already in love with this piece. This is from
Yay. Oh yes, the shell.
the shell. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Okay, now
So
I'm thinking this would be cute, like a bunch of these, and then have like a marble going down.
ooh, oh my gosh, yeah. Like
That
marble
would be
works.
fun. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I just got to a fun stopping point, so I want to show you how the basket weave stuff builds. So, and for those just joining, Jodi is building out the tiny plant set. I am building out Isabela's flower pot set, which is one of the Disney ones that we got, I don't know, maybe a year ago.
Mhm.
Maybe it was last summer. Whoops, wrong person. Here we go. So we build this structure that has the the plates on the side here and
Mhm.
here, and those are attached just on some brackets. So I want to show you, here's some fun Lego math for you. So brackets, which are these ones, those are the like kind of flat ones that go on the on top, and then it like angles over the side of a build.
Okay.
They push things out ever so slightly differently than regular snot bricks. So
What?
snot and studs not on top. Those are more like flat with the layer. So when you're doing like rounded things and other things, it's important to get the curves correct. To make it naturally match. And they made a really smart use of these brackets here instead of using snot bricks, because this section would be too far in to the build. So
That's really interesting because I have, oh my God, I love learning new things. So I have my bracket. I just put them all as snot bricks.
yeah. And they're in our storage bins, I finally separated it to where I did snot bricks separate from the brackets. But there's something called a headlight brick that is a brick that looks like a little washing machine, is what I like to call them. Yes, that one.
Yeah, is it this one? Yeah.
Or no. So
Because this is
that's
the one
another,
that's like a 2x4.
that's another snot brick. Let me
Like
grab a
2x2.
headlight brick and show you.
Yeah.
So headlight bricks work in similar ways to brackets. Let's see, just a moment. Here we go. Here's one. A headlight brick is like this guy. Let me zoom in. Ta-da.
Oh, yes, yes.
It has that little lip on the bottom.
Yep.
So this one you can see, maybe, there we go. You can see that little lip on the bottom. This one makes the stud, the snot, or the stud that's sticking out to the side, it makes things go in a little bit closer to the wall. Whereas regular snot bricks, it would be right out here. So it's like a half distance from what a regular plate would be.
Oh,
Brackets, on the other hand, push things out a half bracket or a half plate distance the other way. So when people are first learning snot building, which is that building where you're building sideways and up and down, they often think these are interchangeable, but they're not, because they have ever slightly different things, distances. So,
which is why when I have thought that and built like that, I get super frustrated because it doesn't line up.
It won't line up, and that's super annoying.
Shooting star.
So here we've got just like alternating regular snot bricks. That's like the flat, you can see just right on the edge. And then we have the brackets, and the brackets, they're actually having us put this plate on. So that's going to make it stick out even further. Back to regular snot, brackets, snot. And part of why I wanted to show you this was also the math between them. So you have to have the distance right between the different snot bricks in order for it to work. So that's why we see like the different plates and things and bricks here between where these ones are and where these ones are. So there's different math that's needed to make sure that it's spaced appropriately. And like these ones that you saw from the inside of brick heads, they're actually slightly different than if you were just to stack two regular snot bricks.
I have noticed that too.
So all of that like matters in terms of getting the distance correct. And I also say this and preface this with, a lot of viewers who will come to this page are brand new to Lego and are just learning some of these things. So that's part of why I like to share it. And I also fully recognize that a lot of other people who are joining or whatever know all this stuff, and that's fine too. It's not necessarily for you when I'm talking about those things, of course. It's because
for the people who don't know it.
Like we're all on this journey in our own different ways, and like learning these different pieces can be really helpful. So we made these little basket weave technique or sections just by kind of alternating these curved pieces, which I love.
I love the basket weaving.
It's so good.
Any way they do it, it just makes me happy.
So this one will go here. And then you'll notice this one was where the top line is sticking out further, and then the next one is in, and then out, in, out, in. The two on the side for the basket weave are the opposite. So those will connect. Whoops.
Then it clips right in.
Those will connect here. And when I put this one back here, you can see how then it makes that look like the basket weave connection all the way around. So, and I know, Jodi, you've built one of these before, so you probably had the same build experience with, I'm assuming the one was similar.
And it was cool to see it come together because it is such a beautiful basket weave. Like, to see how they created that was really neat.
For sure. Okay. And I just
Because sometimes when you're building, you're like, oh, I know how this is going to go together. And that was one where I was like, I don't really know how this
wait
is
a
going to
minute.
happen, but I'm going to trust Lego.
Right. I guess there's people who know what they're doing that doesn't
Yeah.
make sense. I just messed up the base here. So let me fix that again. I realized when I was pushing in the sides that they weren't fully pushed in.
Oh, no.
I want to push them in better so that you can see, because yeah, that makes a tighter basket weave, which is even more impressive.
Even better.
If I can get it to go
I
in.
am sorting bake 2
Oh.
of the tiny plants, and there are so many fun little pieces in here.
Yay, that's so fun.
These are my favorite, the rounded brick.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, those are so great. Yeah.
I just love them.
Yeah. Yeah, so Zizu, yeah, they weave together, and that's meant to be that basket weave, and it's going to continue all the way around. So it'll be
Look
this is
at
like
that.
basically the first half of the base for it. Yay! So fun. And then what's funny is it feels like I'm at the end of this bag, but I have other pieces. Okay, I was like, but I didn't. Speaking of, so you had talked about your Technic experience, and you had tried to build that. I can't remember what you call it, but with the planets.
Yeah, the sun and moon, the
On a
earth, moon,
live.
and sun.
Yeah. That actually convinced me not to do what I was going to do, which was I have the Bowser set that I requested to review
Okay.
because I want to learn more about movement, and it's such a great set for that.
Yeah.
But then after hearing your experience, I was like, actually, I don't think I'm going to do that on a live. It will completely mess the whole thing up if I do. We did the Pac-Man set, and that one I also was considering doing as a live, and I'm glad I didn't, because again,
Yeah.
you have to focus.
I haven't built the Pac-Man set, but I've known a couple people who have one who is just fairly new to Lego too.
Oh
And
yeah.
they were like, this is ridiculous.
Like, what did I get myself into?
The end game is so cool on it, but yeah, it's a lot of work
It's
to get
intense
there.
for sure. Yeah. Yay. Okay. All right. So done with bag one. It does the basket weave all the way around. On the
I love the
inside,
pink
you
and
get
brown.
a little scene for Isabela,
So
which is fun.
cute.
And then, of course, for those who missed, here's Isabela. Yay, she's happy to be here.
So pretty.
And it looks like, oh, never mind. I'm not totally done. I was going to say it looks like I have extra pieces. That's because I didn't finish. There's a little plant on the side. So we've got a little fun, cute plant
Fun.
on there. So, yep. Now I am officially done.
Yeah. Now you did it.
Now I'm done with back one.
Now you've done it.
Now I've done it. Okay, let me find back to, where did I put them? Oh, on this chair. It's gonna be loud while I dump these.
I love how we always apologize, like we don't all like know.
Right?
Like we all build, like we get it. It's just part of the experience.
Yeah, get ready for some crinkling sounds.
Yes.
Right? No, that's so true.
Gosh.
Yeah, show us.
Already obsessed with how they're doing this part.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to show you in just a second because I got to actually build part of it.
Let me zoom in on you.
Okay, so we've got this with the, I don't know what that's called, like the gear all around.
Yep.
And then take one of those rounded bricks and put two, I call them open stud bricks.
Oh, yeah.
And then one of these guys, and then it goes on the side here.
Yay!
Look at that.
So
good. My gosh, that's so pretty.
They are brilliant, the people who design these sets, right?
I know, seriously.
Just so much major props to them for that, or for all the details. Yeah. Okay, so I am jumping into bag two. It is the same type of structure, and it's going to have different fun scenes on the inside, it looks like, for Isabela. But before I dive into that, I want to talk briefly about Valentine's habitats. So
yes,
I know a lot of you already in the chat know about habitats, but a minifigure habitat is a little build or a little scene, kind of like this one. This was my sample I did for the Valentine's challenge. They have like a little arm that sticks out on this side, and then on the other side, it juts out the other way. And that way they can connect side by side and stack together.
Yep.
And so there's a scale that you have to follow when you're building them. But throughout the year, there are different habitat challenges that were originally created by our dear friend, Jen, BrickFam Builds.
Love her.
And she used to, in the past, have a bunch of us as co-hosts for the different challenges. So I co-hosted Valentine's for the last couple of years. And this year, she's taking a much-deserved break. And all of the co-hosts who co-hosted in the past are hosting them solo. So the first of this year is Valentine's, and it's this coming week. We are encouraging people to build 3 habitats. You can build 1 if you want. You can build more than 3, but the idea is 3 and share them 1 a day on the 10th. No, the 11th, 12th, and 13th.
Okay.
So 1 on the 11th, 1 on the 12th, 1 on the 13th, and then on the 14th, share your habitat stack.
Love.
So when I say habitat stack, here's a stack I made from the past that connects with the build I'm building today.
Oh my gosh.
So this was for the Disney Habitat Challenge that I did or participated in. I want to say that one's around May.
I forgot about this one. That is.
Thank you. So I wanted to show this one because the build I'm doing today is Isabela from such a delightful movie, Encanto, which I know many people have seen. So in here, I did 3 habitats that were brick-built characters instead of minifigures. So minifigures, of course, this is what a habitat usually is. Thank you, Zizou. So I did the left one. So these are all 3 separate ones. This one with the cactus and the one with the floral, that was meant to represent Isabela, because in the story, if you remember, she was the perfect daughter who always created beautiful blossoms and flowers and everything. So that's what this side represents. But what she really craved was creating something different and imperfect and prickly. And so towards the end of the movie, spoiler, she figures out and learns with the help of her sister Mirabelle that she should embrace her true self and build prickly things and things that just bring her joy. So that's part of why I love Isabela. And then on top, this one is Luisa, the other sister, who was the strong one. And she was always expected to be strong for all of the rest of the family, but she was exhausted and overwhelmed and just felt like she was carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders. So both of them are 2 halves of me in different ways.
That's so much.
Love the trio with Mirabelle as well. All 3 sisters have really powerful stories.
Yes.
But Isabel, to me, and I know this is not true for everyone, but I want to share my truth. Isabela to me is queer coded. So it's a character. She is kind of betrothed to this other guy that is totally in love with her, and she's like not really wanting to spend time with him and not really all that about him. And then towards the end of the movie, she comes to that place of saying like, everyone expects these beautiful flowers out of me, but what I'm creating and what I want to create are these cactuses and prickly things. And like, that's my true authentic self. And when she embraces that, she comes to a place of healing and it heals her relationship with her sister too, which is wonderful. And then she ditches the guy and they don't show another love interest for her, and that's perfectly fine. But to me, that's how I remember the story. Also, it's been a while since I've watched it. But to me, that could be queer coded.
Yes.
What I love too is when I watch movies, I watch it through my own lens. When you watch movies, you watch it through your own lens, right? And yes, I agree. Melissa said Isabela and Mirabelle. And I've seen justifications for Mirabelle being queer coded too, and I totally agree. I think that's quite possible that could be subtext that's either intentionally written in or that those of us in the queer community, when watching it, see this because it can resonate with our own
identify. Yeah.
So that's truthfully and selfishly why I was really excited to request this set for review, because I really wanted the Isabela minifigure for that individual story and the way that I read it. And I also say the way that I read it because, again, the way that you read it is going to be the way you read it. And the way you connect with it is different than the way I do, which I think is beautiful and wonderful about just the way that we experience the world. So,
And I think there's some beauty in that with Disney and some of the ways they do things more and more, where
mhm.
you are allowed to see it how you see it.
Yeah.
And they don't do a lot of like justification either way, which
Mhm.
is beautiful. Like there's always so many, like I'm looking at my upset right now,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like some of the beautiful like Easter eggs people find in these movies of like
Mhm.
love and all of this, and you're like, oh yeah. And then they don't come out and like, yep, you're right. That's why we did that. They just
Exactly. Yeah.
like you see it how you want to see it, and that's
Mhm.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just finished this pot. I just
Ooh,
have to
show us.
show
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Which these pots, the brick built, the approaches that they have for them, yeah, show this detail.
This
So
is insane. Okay, so it's got this, just these little slope bricks
yeah.
on one here, and then so we did all the four um rounded bricks, and then when you put this in there, that kind of hides that.
Mm,
That is just so pretty.
yeah. I love
Love
how,
it.
yeah, the way that it clips in allows that rounded piece that's on the interior to show off beautifully, but also hides the bottom part of it and makes it look smooth all the way around.
Yeah, it makes it look completely rounded.
Yeah. Bye, Melissa. Thanks for
Hi,
joining. I'm so
Melissa.
glad
Love you,
you joined us.
friend.
Got it. And it's nice to have people that also respond to in the chat too. So yeah.
Yes, always.
Totally agrees, Izu. Super interesting design. I think they did a fantastic job with the way those flower pots in particular in that set are built.
Yeah.
So Jorge says, I like to decorate my upset to match the holidays during the year.
Oh,
How fun. Oh my gosh. I need to
I love
do them.
that.
And Jorge also had something earlier too. I need to figure out what I'm building for my habitat next week. Yes, you do. So our Jorge's in my lug. So we're in Texlug, Austin. And we do a seed part challenge
Okay.
each month. And so for those who don't know, that means that everybody gets the same part or parts. And that part needs to be or is encouraged to be a part of our build for next month. And so sometimes we have a theme, sometimes we don't. But this time the seed part was an 8x8 base plate. And the theme was Valentine's habitats because I convinced them to help me get some of our text-like buddies to submit theirs for Valentine's habitats.
I love that.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people in our lug who are just not on Instagram and just don't spend a lot of time online.
Mine too.
Yeah.
Which has been very I haven't gone to a lot of meetings,
Mhm.
and there's lovely people in our lug, but it is I came into the community so big on the Instagram, and, like,
Yep.
that's where I connect
Same.
with people all over the world.
Yeah, yeah.
So it definitely feels weird when I go to the lug meetings because I'm starting to make those connections with some of the people there, but it's
Right.
like, "But don't you know this person on
Uh-huh.
Instagram?"
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, like talking about habitats, I'm like, so brick fan builds, and then I'm like, oh wait, Jen, oh wait, you
Yeah,
don't even know her name because you don't know
yeah.
who this person is. So I'm like, this is wonderful, delightful human, and
Yes.
her name is Jen, and she goes by Brick Fan Builds Online, and she created, yeah, it's just such an interesting, like it shows how different our worlds are, like
Yes.
and how we're all in the same Lego community, and still it's completely different in the
So
ways,
different, and
right? Yeah.
so, um, just the connections I'm trying to get better at going on Discord because our lug has a very big Discord community,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and so they're really great about sending stuff out through our IO email and stuff,
Okay.
but it's always like, "Well, in Discord when we were talking about," and I'm like, I gotta get on there and see what's chatting about because
Yeah.
they do a lot, and now that I'm in the city, I say now, I've been here for almost 5 years, but um, since I'm in the cities, which is why I joined the lug, is I can go to more things where when I was north of the cities, it was a lot harder to do that. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
yeah,
We really love getting together monthly with TextLog, and it's such a good group. It's such a positive group. I've always felt supported and welcome there, which is great. Um,
yeah,
and we've got so many creative and talented people in there, and I learn every month from somebody's build that they bring, which is so cool.
that's
Um,
amazing.
and like everybody's supportive and willing to share, like, oh my gosh, Bart, how did you make that tornado spin? And then he shows you the mechanism and he's like, check this out or whatever. And on our Discord, we'll get people who will be like, hey, I need these 3 pieces to complete my build. Does someone have them? And they're like, oh, I got you. I'll bring it to the next meeting. Like,
Oh, I love that.
it's really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And such a great group. I only started to use Discord because with Brick Rodeo, I have been a co-chair in the past.
Yep.
When it's in Houston, which it'll be this year, I'm not, which is nice to get a break.
Yeah.
But that was our main means of communication. So I had to
Okay.
learn and had to use it. And then our lug also uses that as well.
So
Yeah.
I love that you brought up Brick Rodeo, because as you were talking about your lug,
Mm-hmm.
that all shines through in what I loved about Brick Rodeo.
Oh,
Like, it was
yay.
just such a different, um, I don't know, everything about it. It was the way that it was more intimate,
Mhm.
and there it just was such a great experience. I'm like, I'm absolutely gonna go. And last year when I went, my
Mhm.
nieces flew home with me, and they're not going to this year. The little
Oh,
stinkers are gonna do their own summer thing.
rude.
Um, and I almost was like, well, maybe I shouldn't go. And I'm like, but that's not what I loved about. I mean, I love my girls. And I'll
Of
get to
course,
see
of course.
them because we'll be in Houston.
Yeah.
Auntie life. I mean, that's my life.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited to just go to
Yeah.
that show again, because it just, the whole thing from beginning to end, I participated in more classes at that one than I have at other
Mhm.
conventions. And yeah, it was just really good. So I'm excited.
Well, that brings me pure joy because having been on the planning end of it
Mhm.
and having had you in the workshops that I've gotten to teach, they're like just the coolest to hear from you and from others who've attended how much they enjoy it.
Yes.
Because for me, that was also our introduction to. Sorry, I'm trying to do 2 things at once. Uh,
Yeah.
our introduction to conventions was going
Yeah.
to rodeo, and so Philip as well. Like that's how we first started doing some of this, which is fun. And I am going to pass on your kind words to the Brick Rodeo friends and TechSec friends because I think
Please
to
do.
hear how the impact they're having, which is good.
Yeah.
Um,
It's
so
amazing.
super fun.
Highly recommend. Can't wait to go. I'm very glad I'm all registered,
Yay!
and early this year, because last year there was a whole kerfuffle with my hotel. And I ended up paying for 2 days,
Oh gosh,
which they refunded, and the people there were absolutely amazing.
good, good, good.
But yeah, it's just I love that it's already taken care of. I'm already registered, and
Yeah, yeah. No, that's yes. It's always like, oh, I hope that they're nice when I come to them and say, hey, this needs to be fixed.
yes,
So I want to show you one other thing that's a fun feature of how these walls go on.
yeah,
So let me zoom in. So you saw that we've got the snot bricks here, and we saw how we're using that piece that has the brackets and then the plate on the outside. But also, Lego is designed for 90-degree angles. So the one that goes this way and this way and this way are all at 90-degree angles. But we have those 2 other pieces of that basket weave that curve out to make it that rounded feature.
yeah.
And that's because they're at 45-degree angles. So the way that we attach it is on the inside of this bracket, we have this little 1x1. It's actually one of the floral pieces.
Uh-huh.
And that goes on this piece here. And it's like you can see I can rotate it.
Mhm.
You angle that out at the 45-degree angle to make it work. And then on top, they use a snot brick, or excuse me, a jumper plate, which is one of those pieces that has the brick in the middle. And that attaches perfectly when you put on these things on top. So it secures it at that 45-degree angle. So.
Um, I love that you just did that, because I just did the same thing with the
Oh my gosh. Oh, show us. Yeah, for real.
Yeah,
Like you literally did.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, as I was building this, I was like, "Well, that is so clever, because these go into the middle,
Hmm.
and they're on." So it's got that, what do you wanna call it? Like, it almost looks like a, oh, these things.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, so that's in there, and then, which it can move, but then you put in, this has just got the little
Oh
snap
yeah.
plate, and it just slides in there on the side,
And that's
and it
so
puts it
cool.
at that 45-degree angle, which then makes it look
Yeah.
like it's rounded, 'cause it's got these rounded ones
Yeah.
that are all on the
It's so cool.
corners.
So,
It's so
and
pretty.
seen ways to build it where they use clips. I've seen ways to build it where they use studs. So we're talking about stud building here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's using that same 45-degree angle. So I'm going to show you the top piece just real quick. So I mentioned using that jumper plate to center the stud there. We can attach this here, and that goes across. It's hard to do upside down. There we go. So that goes across the jumper plate and then also here. And that allows it to get it back oriented on the regular 90-degree angle so that when I attach these pieces, they'll go right on top. So
cute.
So cool, so clever, so well done. And this is where, when people talk about the power of Lego and STEM, which I know that you are a STEM educator and this is a big passion for you. But when we talk about it, it's this type of stuff we're talking about. Like, kids are learning the math behind Lego, and it's funny because sometimes I say that and I'm like, oh wow, that sounds so boring, but it's not. It's
not.
It's so cool, and it makes that fun.
Yeah. Well, and just the, being able to now teach with Lego on a regular basis is just like mind blowing.
Yeah.
Because the kids come to me and they're like, I love building with Lego. And then I'll show them something and they're like, what? And I'm like the other day it was, and I only learned this, it was maybe 2 years ago when I was doing Lego Club, but how if you have a rod and then next to the rod with the circle, it'll say like 5.
Yes.
And so I did not know that meant that was 5 studs long. And so in the current, we're doing Lego Spike right now, which is a coding software that goes with the Lego. And there's 2 rods in there. And of course, there's a small one and there's a big one. And the kids were like, well, how do we know? And I was showing them and they were like,
mind blown.
And they're like, but that happens all the time. I'm like, I know. Like every time you open up a Lego instruction book now, you're going to see that and you're going to realize like that's what it was. And there's only a couple of kids in the class who really get it.
Yeah.
They're kindergarten through 2nd grade, but
for sure. Yeah.
The ones that do are like the strong builders and they're like,
this is so cool. Yeah.
And then one day I took because with these sets, they have Technic pieces and they have pins. And so a kid had a pin stuck and I'm like, well, here, give it to me. And I always have a brick separator in my lanyard.
I
used this part of the separator to pop it out.
Yeah.
He just looks at me and go, did I just blow your mind? He's like, you did.
Absolutely.
So cute.
I love that so much.
I'm like, oh, there you go.
I have a huge passion for education. My background was higher education, so working with college students. But I worked in the engineering college as the director of engineering student life. And we had a women in engineering program and an equal opportunity in engineering program as well. And those directors of those 2 offices would partner together on STEM education classes where our college students would go out and work with K through 12. And I got to help out with some of those things. And like, that was some of my favorite work to get to do. It was so powerful.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah.
Yay. So what I love is you were talking about the math behind how to know the length of an axle. And I actually have a video that is prepared to be shared. I don't think I've shared it yet. I now need to double check. But it was the way that I did the review for one of the floral sets. So it might have been the bamboo. There's those axles in there, and in the instruction books it shows those numbers. So I use that as one of my build tips, or BJB build tips is the hashtag I use for when I share those. And it was to teach people that piece because a lot of adult builders also don't know.
They have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. And I don't even remember where it was that I came along. Like I was taught that. And then it was when I was doing Lego Club in my other district. And I was like, I need to show you this because this is amazing.
This is incredible. Okay, so I just finished the interior of this other basket weave section, so I want to show off that. So this is the other side for Isabela. And I love that it has, let's see, so the layout, there we go. I love
Oh,
that it has the candle, which represents and is a nod to the grandmother,
yeah.
abuela. And then it has the cactus, which is there. So that's representing her like true self build, creating of plants. And the sticker in there, let me look at it real quick. Yay. Okay, that's what I thought it was. The sticker is the hug that Mirabelle and Isabela share during that
Oh,
song. That is Isabella's big song, where she
yeah.
comes to embrace her prickly side. And it's like that moment of healing in the movie, which is just delightful.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so that's the other side. And then now I'm building out those walls that I built before for the basket weave, for the other side to complete that piece.
Adorable.
So good, so good. Um,
Where?
with the Valentine's Habitat Challenge for our lug, then I'm excited to then get to show them. We're going to do a lug stack at the meeting.
Oh, very fun.
Of our big stack of all the builds. But in the past, we've also done collaborative builds at Brick Rodeo.
Okay.
And habitats are such an easy way to do a collaborative build,
Yeah.
where everyone gets to participate and can like it's such a low risk starting point for people who've never displayed before.
Yep.
That I strongly encourage that. So
And then you catch the bug and you're like, oh, I want to do this more.
Right? For sure. And then I know Jen has done collaborative habitat ones at Chicago, Brick World
Yeah.
Chicago, I think, where she just makes an open call to anybody who wants to bring a habitat that has your sig fig in it or your signature figure that looks like you.
Yeah.
Bring it and it'll get added to the large.
And those have always been so fun to see.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen them digitally because haven't been to Chicago. So all right, I am continuing these walls, and I actually think I am only going to get through bag 2 today.
Yeah.
Because I think once I'm done with bag 2, I'm gonna go join Philip and we're gonna make some pancakes.
You're gonna make some what?
Pancakes.
I love it.
We do either pancakes or waffles and sometimes biscuits instead every Saturday together.
Oh my gosh, I'll be right over.
Yes, come on over, please. I would love that. I so wish we lived in the same
Oh, me too.
You're such a dear friend. So
I actually sent Ben when I sent him the text of the snowstorm this morning or snowfall. I was like, "Come on over. The snow is awesome."
Yay!
I just wish he could.
So great. We don't get the snow in the same way you do, and it makes me sad, and also kind of happy.
Yeah.
I don't miss shoveling, but I do miss having 4 full real seasons. So.
Yes. That is my favorite part of Minnesota is the 4 seasons. I am happy that I live in a townhome. I don't have to ever really shovel.
Oh, nice.
So I can just sit inside, and especially on a day like today where I have nowhere to go, I can just watch it, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I have these gorgeous, and I'm so sad because they're marked to be taken down. I have these 3 huge pine trees in front of my house.
Yeah.
So like the snow on them, and it's just it's so beautiful.
Yeah. That's something I miss the most from Colorado, are all the evergreen trees.
Yes.
And of course the 4 full seasons. Like that just it always had my heart. And there's something I think powerful in your brain that happens related to experiencing 4 different seasons.
Yeah.
And when you stop experiencing that, I feel like you miss out on some of the things that are necessary for life. I don't know. It messes with me in a way that I'm like, this is not okay.
Yeah.
I am finding some pieces. What did I do? Let me double check. I'm like getting close to the end of this bag, and I think I've got some extra pieces, of course.
Yeah, it was very interesting so Thursday and Friday this week Friday wasn't so bad. Thursday was freezing. I was outside doing parent pickup and just miserable. And when I look at my watch to see what the temperature is, I always have Texas on there too, so I know what my family's going through. And it's like it was 19 degrees here and 78.
Oh my gosh.
The change, and I'm like, and really it's not 19 degrees, it's like 2 degrees because the wind chill. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're living in different places for
We
sure.
are, yes. I definitely don't need 19 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm okay with not having that, but yeah, it's yeah, too
Our
hot.
poor kids didn't have recess like all week because it was too cold.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's so hot here that we're in the 90s or in
Oh,
the high 80s today,
gross.
which is not okay. So
Yeah.
we were going to take down our outdoor Christmas decorations. We've been working on it. Our house gets to be a little overwhelming with how much we put up, which we love, but
Mhm.
it's a lot of work. And so we got through at least all the like um, blow up characters and figures and things from the front yard, but we still have the lights on the house, and we still have the light tree that Philip works on each year.
Okay.
And when we saw the weather, we were like, that'll be a Sunday project because it's supposed to get cooler. We'll focus on indoor today because
Yes.
so
We're not doing the outdoor today.
oh my gosh. And yeah, Philip says, but babe, we had all 4 seasons this month. Yes, we did. And neither of us liked that. It was rude.
Yes. Yeah, you guys had some crazy,
Ugh,
crazy weather.
yeah. Okay, I'm going to show the
85
basket
degrees.
weave one more time on this side. Yuck. Yeah. Philip says, today is 85 degrees in Texas. Boo! What
Ew.
do I
Got it
say?
done.
So we have this. We've got the basket weave. Again, the top one has the top pieces that go out, and the next row goes in. That connects here on these snot bricks on the side. Ta-da! And then the next two on the left and right do the opposite. So the top row is in, the next row is out, in, out, all the way down. And that connects on this plate here.
Love it.
Like so. So cool. And then we've got one more on the other side. And that's going to connect here. And I just love the end result. Like it's
It's
just
so
so.
pretty.
And then I will have another little mini wall here that you can see it on this one that's done. So I'll have another mini wall there. And then the other side is going to get the connections that help it open and close. So super
Love it.
cool. Yeah, yeah. So I'll keep working on that. Do you have any parts to show of yours right
Yeah, I'm just finishing up this last plant in bag one.
now? Hmm.
So pretty. And then I have to build another one of these, but like this piece is.
Oh, yeah. What is do the instructions on the web tell you what plant it is? Like, do
It
they?
does, I think, at the end.
Okay.
Does it? Oh, it does at the beginning. That's right.
Okay.
So these are, I do so love that now where they do like they put in information about the flowers
Yes. It's so cool.
in the directions. So extra flat cap is a new color. Yes. I was trying to see where it said like what kind of flowers these are. So this is the lace leaf.
The lace leaf. Okay.
Lace leaf. That'll be that one. Um, this is a jade plant, which those hats are perfect for the jade plant. And
Uh-huh.
this is actually called a false shamrock.
False shamrock. Okay.
Yeah,
That's interesting. And
interesting.
these are what does it say that they are with sorry, I'm losing my words, but it says the type of plants these are. Like, are they tropical? Because
They
like I
look perennial plant native to Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil.
okay.
The jade plant is native to South Africa and Mozambique. And the lace leaf is native to Colombia and Ecuador.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, yeah.
So here's that mini wall that I mentioned. That's going to go here. And that completes the basket weave on this side.
So good.
Ta-da. Whoops. I will say when you're putting these on that they get a little fickle because the pieces that are only connected with one stud can like rotate a little bit, and they have to be perfectly aligned for it to work. But yeah, like so smooth.
Looks so good.
Good. And then I've got like two pieces left, or two instruction pieces left. So we're getting another flower on the side. And then you go over to the front, and okay, so we're using these Technic pieces. So these are going to go over the top of, see if I can do this one-handed. No, I can't. I'll set it on top, but they are going to go on top of those Technic pins here,
Oh,
here and on the bottom, and that's going to make it so that it can like curve open and closed.
very
So
cool.
those here and here. There we go. So now that can open and close and they're hinged.
Yay!
And then I'm going to cover up the middle with some plates and tiles. So
Love it.
yeah, so fun. What else do you have going on this weekend?
Nothing really. I think I'm gonna do Sunday Scaries tomorrow. I'm gonna see if Annabelle
Okay.
wants to build. I know some people are really into the sports ball, so
Yep.
but I also know there's people who aren't. So
Yes, that's true.
I kind of want to have that available for people if they want to just hang out and build tomorrow night.
Yeah. Tell us about Sunday Scaries for those who don't know.
Yeah. So Sunday Scaries is just that time to get together and build because that Sunday Scaries is kind of a coined term for how people feel before the week starts again.
Mm-hmm.
That, the weekend is ending. I'm anxious about what's going to happen. And so that's where I just kind of came up with like, let's build away the Sunday Scaries. And for me, I have it timed where I kind of get everything done. For the
Nice.
day, I build and then I just go and relax and go to bed. And it's just been a great way to connect with people. And
I love that.
yeah, it's very
That's
fun.
awesome. And I've gotten the joy of getting to be a guest on Sunday
Yes, you
Scaries
have.
multiple times, which is fun. So
And you will again.
thank you. So be sure to tune in to this Lego Lady Life's Sunday Scaries tomorrow. It's 7:30 p.m. Central.
Yep.
Okay. And that's a weekly thing typically.
Yeah.
Tell everyone also where else they can find you or what else you're up to, or remind them of
Yes.
anything you want to remind them of.
Yep. So find me on Instagram, this Lego Lady Life. I also run the Build Up the Love
Yay.
page. And then if you're really into my nerdy teaching adventures, Teach Tech Lego is where I try to share just my teacher stuff on there. So
I love that so much.
yeah.
And thank you all so much for joining again. It was fun to see y'all either live or if you're replay later. Such a joy to also share this time with Jodi. So thank you for joining today. Everybody, please build up the love. So participate in her challenge this year and join the Valentine's Habitat Challenge next week. Yeah, and I think if I do a heart, it gives hearts.
It's gonna make a heart. I'm not on a Mac, so
I still don't really know. I guess, is it because I'm on a Mac? Is that why?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it does like the celebration things and like the thumbs up and stuff.
Yeah.
Usually when I'm just normally gesturing.
It does it if I'm on my phone, but when my home computer is not a Mac, so it doesn't do it on there. But.
Nice. Well, enjoy your day. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks all for joining.
You.
I love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Have a good weekend and happy sports ball weekend.